Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a reading about defense mechanisms. So what defense mechanisms do you use to put away negative emotions, negative energy, negativity? If something bad happens to you, what's your go-to defense mechanism to try to solve that problem? And I'm hoping that this reading will uncover some hidden truths for you so that you can continue on your healing journey. And I already organized the cards out here. We have pile 1, 2, and 3. And I have one affirmation card for everyone today. Today I will see the possibilities. Today anything is possible. My heart is open to any and all possibilities. That's a great card. I honestly did not look at this card. It just came out and I kept it upside down. I like being surprised too because I don't like to know what's coming because I feel like I don't get a genuine reading then. So it's really difficult to look at our faults sometimes. So today we will see the possibilities that maybe, just maybe, we haven't been as nice about things as we think. I did a little bit of a refresher before this, reading over the different mechanisms that we use generally, and it was kind of like a little reminder to me that I might have a little bit more I need to heal as well. So, the world needs your magic is pile 1. I create the life I dream of is pile 2. And I am enough, pile 3. So, whichever affirmation or saying that you feel like you resonate with most, that is your reading. Let's get into pile number 1. All right, pile number 1. The universe is saying to you today, the world needs your magic. So, right off the bat, it seems like when you were younger in the past, you tried to put yourself out there in the way that you wanted, the way that you felt happiest and freest, and you were trying to express yourself. But it's possible that you had to hide that magic away because people didn't accept it, or people would say mean things about you to you when you were expressing yourself. And my heart goes out to you. That is not right. But it seems like that is where your defense mechanisms started or spring from, is people not accepting you for who you are, and the universe is saying you need to put that magic back out there. So let's pull the Lenormand cards to get a better picture of what is going on here with these defense mechanisms. So we have the Path card and we have the Tower card. So immediately I'm seeing like this tower stands for like institution, government, business, law, authority. Okay, and this woman here stands for an independent woman who resists cooperation. So it's very possible you had some kind of authority figure in your life who was a female who did not try to see things your way. I see a rose here in her hand, and she's looking at the past. So maybe she herself was stuck in the past. Maybe she was parenting you the way that she was parented. It's possible that she didn't know better. I'm also seeing these paths. So it's possible that she had some type of indecisive problems or an unconventional way of parenting. Maybe this person was gone a lot or went down many different life paths, And it's also possible that this person had to do it because of someone that was in charge of her. These towers here stand for like a legal or authoritative type of energy here. So it could even be that someone else told her how she had to be, or maybe there was another energy in your life that was even worse. And maybe things happened little by little over time, and this person here lost herself and was stuck in the past, and she didn't suck you in to her way of being, but it was really difficult for you to be anyone else because maybe you didn't have the um, the correct influences of how else you can be. Um, I feel like when you were a child, it was like, this is it, this is the path, this is the way I have to be. Um, Maybe she told you you have to be like this and that's just how it is and you have to follow my rules. Um, it sounds like you had to repress a lot of your opinions and beliefs, just so that you weren't getting in trouble or getting yelled at or whatever it is. Um, and this is an unconscious thing. You don't even realize you're doing it. But after trying to speak your truth so many times, and this person that's in charge of you just blows you off over and over again, eventually you just kind of stop trying. And that's that unconscious thing where you're like, I'm just not going to try anymore because I'm not going to get the results that I want. Okay? And I'm getting the message that it's possible that you may have used displacement as your solution, as your mechanism, which is satisfying this anger using something else. So maybe it was punching a pillow or fighting. It could also be overeating, indulging in behaviors that are unhealthy. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. This is a good reading, I think, so far. The tarot cards here. The star, this stands for your internal light, your internal magic, okay? So it's possible it was snuffed out. Or maybe you didn't recognize your magic. Maybe the parts of you who make you who you are were not accepted in the past, and you were made to believe that they weren't good qualities about you, but the fact is they were good qualities about you. For example, for me, I do this rambling and talking, and I'm just recently coming to the understanding that I need to stop calling it rambling, because I'm not rambling. I'm doing what I do for these readings. It's called channeling. And when I'm connected from a place of love and light, then I'm not just saying unimportant things. I'm saying things that are actually important. So you talk too much. Well, maybe I don't talk too much. Maybe I need to talk more to the people who actually want to listen. Okay, I remember being a kid and singing a lot and making up songs, and I would be told to be quiet, stop making so much noise, and that was like repressing, or I had to repress and close down that inner light inside of me, the way that I was expressing myself. And I didn't have anyone in my life to show me that there's a time and place for it. Let's see what else we got. Fortune's wheel. So I'm definitely getting the feeling that you may have been caught up in this crazy world, and you didn't realize that if you stand in the middle of the fortune's wheel, everything around you happens and you don't need to worry about it. Like you can be the bystander and just watch everything happen. Maybe that's how you did feel in your life. You were just watching everything happen around you and you didn't have any power over it. Maybe you were caught up in the craziness of life. But they're showing me these stars here. Okay, you are still this unique individual that is super special and super smart and super entertaining. The Wheel of Fortune is about how you cope with the things happening around you. Okay, there may be chaos. There may have been a lot of chaos in your life, and you didn't know how to get grounded and find that stillness within. Maybe you felt helpless. Okay, maybe you felt like you had to take on a lot more responsibility for others. People could have been controlling and or clingy. It could have been this repetitiveness of always getting blamed for things, and maybe your parents or whoever was in charge of you never took, what's the word? They never took accountability for their actions. They never looked at what they were doing to cause some confusion or uncertainty. And with the star here, there could have been this hidden aspect of yourself that wasn't really aware of what was actually going on. It's possible that you felt like you were stripped of any uniqueness that you had, or you had to be stripped of any positive feelings that you would feel and love because the energy around you was so negative. Again, the star stands for hopeless. Both of these cards mean hopeless. So it's possible you felt like you were in this situation where you weren't ever going to be able to get out of it. I see these people like looking at me. I can imagine maybe you were like on the inside of a house looking out the window at the world like, what else is out there for me? Is this my life? Is this all that I get? These people may have discouraged you from becoming your true self, and you felt despair and uninspired. And it was hard to want to do things that brought you joy because these people snuffed it all out of you in the beginning. Okay, but now that we're reading this, now that we're having this reading and you're having this realization, there is a possibility that you can connect back with the things you like to do as a child, like singing, drawing, collecting rocks, going outside and playing. Whatever it is that you like to do back then, you need to realize that you can do that now, and these people can't stop you anymore. I truly hope that you are in a better situation now than you were before. Let's see what the rest of these cards have to say here. Okay, the moon in Sagittarius. Be prepared to be adaptable, as plans you have laid may take an unexpected course. So this is very interesting because it came up with the path card, talking about different paths. Now that you're aware that you were repressing your true self and displacing this anger, this part of you that felt misunderstood. This part of you that felt misunderstood. Maybe you're going to be able to heal in this new way. I'm hoping that you've kind of like have this idea in your head right now of what this this deck is talking about, and you can focus on healing that part of you so that you can get unstuck and keep moving forward. I'm getting the message that a lot of this has to do with what you believe you can do and can't do. And if it's not against the law and you're not hurting someone physically or mentally, I don't think it should be a problem with what you want to do. As children, we didn't really have a choice. We have to grow up with these adults. And as now that you are an adult, becoming an adult, you can actually take your arrow and shoot for what you actually want in life. And I think this card is saying that if you are actually going to do this, that your life may take an unexpected course. And I'm also getting the message that proving these people wrong may open up their mind, but if it doesn't, there is nothing you can do about it because each person is in control of their own bodies. Don't let the fear of disappointing this authoritative figure in your life stop you from moving forward anyway. So let's pull out the Alice in Wonderland cards. Nonsense. It's time to talk sense. So I'd highly believe that this Queen of Hearts here is this disturbing authority figure that you've had to deal with in your life. Okay? And maybe this person told you that you were talking nonsense, but now it's time for you to look into what they believe that's nonsense. What actually makes sense for you in your life. Okay, set your course. Know where you wish to go. Have a plan in the right direction. So we do have the two paths here. It seems like today you can change and choose to take a new path. We have the Wheel of Fortune here saying that you are going to be able to control your inspiration here. You can control your inner light, and the conditions around you will fall into place beautifully and support you with where you wish to go. Again, I remember this card from the very beginning. Today I will see the possibilities. Anything is possible. My heart is open to any and all possibilities. Do not let the past make you believe what you can and can't accomplish. Okay, set your course. Also, finally, we have wake up. It's your moment. Okay, the universe is saying it's time to stop and smell the roses and finally get out of this negative mindset that is keeping you here. Okay, and if you want, write down these two defense mechanisms that keep coming up for me. It is repression and displacement. So if you want to look more into those and learn more about them, I highly recommend looking into all defense mechanisms, because it may just be something you don't realize you're doing. All right. Just as it's possible this authority figure didn't know what they were doing either, because that's how they were treated and that's how their parents were treated as kids. And this is like this karmic cycle, this karmic family lineage cycle is coming to an end. Like you are changing, you're choosing this new path of how you're going to raise your kids, and you're going to do it with your magic, with love, with light, with understanding and patience and kindness and support for the uniqueness of your children, whatever they're into. Don't tell them that something is not possible for them. Whenever my son wants to be a scientist that studies dinosaurs, and that's what he says. He doesn't say archaeologist or paleontologist or whatever. I don't tell him that, no, you can't do that. He tells me he wants to bring dinosaurs back to life. I don't tell him that he can't do that. I tell him, we'll see what the future holds. We'll see where that science is in the future. We'll see when you graduate high school, we'll see what you can do about that. But not once have I ever said, no, it's not possible for you to become a paleontologist or whatever, because it is possible, but it's not possible at this time because he's small. He's only 5 years old. So when he's like 9, 10, 15, those are the ages where he can actually go out and do stuff and learn about it. Maybe we can travel and actually go dig up some dinosaur bones or something. It might change, whatever. I go with the flow. I don't tell my kid how he needs to live his life unless it's you need to go to the bathroom and brush your teeth. That I'll tell him that. So, the last thing here, the reminder for you is today I am compassionate. Today I reach out and help another person feel better about themselves. So pat yourself on the back, give yourself a big hug, and tell yourself, I love you so much. Thank you for being there for me when no one else was. We are going to get this figured out. We are going to get on this life path that I want to be, that we want to be, that is best for us. Okay? And if you find someone else in your life that you need to be compassionate towards today, please try your best at doing that. These skills will come easier for you when you practice them. So see the possibilities, be compassionate, and talk some sense into yourself. Wake up, set your new course. Don't allow this authoritative figure in your past to dim this light, this magic that you have inside of you. Love and light, pile 1. All right, pile 2. This one is called I Create the Life I Dream of. So you might want to check pile 1 too, because their message at the end was to live that life that they've always wanted to. So that is the main message here. I'm getting the message now that maybe you have been living the life that someone else wanted you to live, to grow up a certain way. I'm thinking that this might be some type of projection. Maybe not you who is projecting on someone, but maybe your parents were projecting their hopes and dreams onto you, and you accepted this. Maybe you have some sort of denial problem that you don't actually want to do this, but you're trying to tell yourself that it's what's best. Let's see what these cards have to say here. The Lenormand deck will get this perspective here that we are looking for. So we have the cross and we have the ship here. And together these create a message of difficulty, or your journey toward difficulty. The cross stands for fate, crisis, difficulty, the dark night of the soul, challenges. The clubs stands for financial help was not there for you when you needed it. The ship here stands for foreign, distant, it was a long distance journey. It took a long time. Maybe there was a separation. And the 10 of spades here is fears, worries, and possible theft. So it seems like in your life, you've been on this really difficult journey. Like maybe you didn't have enough money, things were always a problem, maybe you had to move around a lot, maybe you lost faith, maybe you, just had a really difficult and challenging childhood and past. And this is why we have this card here. I create the life I dream of. Okay. So definitely, I feel like you had these difficulties and you were always dreaming of this other life that, oh, I wish this is how we had it. I wish this is how we had it. Or maybe you were looking at how other people's lives were turning out and you were like, kind of jealous. And it just seems like you had some kind of regression, like you're still stuck in this difficult life. You're like, how are things going to get better for me? This is how it's always been, kind of energy. And again, I'm getting this sign to look at this card from the beginning again. Today I will see the possibilities. Today anything is possible. My heart is open to any and all possibilities. So be open to the possibility that maybe your future can be the life you dream of, and you're not in this curse of being stuck in this crisis, this hard times. Let's pull out the tarot to get a little bit more information on this situation here. Okay, we have the transformation card and we have the justice card. So right away, when I was looking at the justice card, I got balance out. So things will balance out for you. Okay, have faith in this. Have faith in karma. Take responsibility for your mistakes. And I'm feeling like it's take responsibility for the fact that you haven't really tried to get out of this. You've kind of just accepted that this is how life was. That's definitely some kind of denial projection. Yeah, that's kind of 2 in 1. I said 2 defense mechanisms in 1. So denial would be denying that you can't have the life you dream of, but then projection would be projecting this belief out into your life and maybe blaming your family for why your life was like this. Maybe they stopped you from being able to believe in yourself and you blame them still. But again, we need to heal the past so that you can create this life that you do dream of. And with the Justice card, I'm getting the advice to get an outside perspective, okay, and make amends with yourself. I feel like this is with your inner child because we have this child here. She's holding a little fire fairy in her hand, like burning away the old. Maybe you need to give your inner child a hug or hold their hand and have a talk with them about how it wasn't right. It wasn't okay that you had this difficult childhood, but we're going to move forward from this. I'm an adult now. I have power here. We can do what we want now in life. Okay? And be honest with yourself. Okay, there was probably some kind of unfairness in your life, some like prejudices and biases. Maybe you were forced to take on a role that was unfair to you based on your age. But, trust in karma, but also trust that you can make better decisions for your future. So if you end up having children, you will set yourself up for success so they don't have to go through this difficult journey like you did. Okay? And the transformation card in the tarot, it's the death card. It does not mean that you will die. It means that a cycle is ending. There's a transformation, as it says here, or a transition, moving on to something else. Both of these cards are unconscious cards. So it seems like something that this reading is going to help you get some clarity on what's going on in your mind here. Okay, the death card also stands for toxic relationships. So if this was a toxic family unit, okay, you're able to release that and say, I create the life I dream of. I no longer need to live this toxic lifestyle, okay, and allow this change of thought to manifest in the physical world and change your life. Okay, let go, move on, release. Okay, and remember the times when things did go your way. Okay, maybe it was a few, but they did go your way. Maybe you won a trophy in school, or a medal, or a ribbon, or something. Maybe you had a friend who you could go over to their house and get away from this toxic energy and see how life really should be for you. Yes, mourn what is lost, okay? Take some deep breaths. Maybe you need to write a letter or note or something to someone. You don't have to actually give them the letter. Just kind of like say these unsaid words you want to say, and then like she does, you could burn it. That would give you some kind of cleansing ritual. Okay, no longer cling on to the past because it is no longer helping you. You're hiding your true self, and it's time to illuminate these old beliefs, these old ways of being, which in this reading we're talking about these defense mechanisms. Okay, get out of denial. Okay, you can change, and stop projecting your trials on the people around you. We each have control of our own bodies, whether or not you were taught that as a child. We each have control over our own bodies. We each make our own choices, and you have control now. You're an adult now. You can take care of yourself. Let's see what this moon card here has to say. Okay, the cow says, a new beginning or even a new life may be blooming. And I don't know how much more of a confirmation that can get for you with the transformation, the law of karma balancing things out for you. And this cow just confirms here that this new beginning is coming. Okay, it all starts with this change of perspective that you are getting from this reading. So the Alice the Wonderland deck always has some really cut and dry, deep, intuitive insights here for us. Let's see what we got. Follow the white rabbit. Curiosity meets opportunity. So once you create this life that you dream of, once you think about it, imagine it, even write it down, draw a picture, get into that manifestation mode. Once you do that, you see there's a clock back here, so it might take a little bit of time, but the opportunities will come because you are doing what you need to do. And I'm getting the message that we need to proper prior plan. So if you are really bad with finances, for example, and you spend your money lavishly, that could be a way that of being that you've taken from the past, but you are in control now. So I recommend looking into learning better money habits. Okay, that could help you get to where you want to be in life if you have had a difficult financial journey. Okay, we also have use your time well. Make every moment count. Okay? Save a time. This is what they're saying to me. Save a certain time during the day to sit on your phone. Well, they called it to dilly-dally. So to sit on your phone and relax and do nothing, get some quiet time or whatever you need to do. But the rest of the time, you need to have a schedule. You need to be doing things. Okay? And I personally like, oh, we have another clock here. So I personally like to set alarms on my phone. So at 8:30 in the morning, it will remind me to take the recycling out on certain days. At 9 o'clock or whatever time, for example, it'll tell me that I need to do the dishes on that day. And then I stop, I transition into that. I transition into that activity. And when I get the stuff done in about 2 hours in the morning, then the rest of the day I can focus on my readings. I even get a couple walks in during the day. So it's all about using your time well. I see the time here. So it seems like if you want to create this life that you dream of, you need to really focus on what you're spending your time on and your money. They're telling me time and money, time and money. Okay, that could be where your difficulty is originating from. And all in the golden afternoon. Inspiration, creative spark, imagination, conception. I'm getting the feeling from this card like you're going to feel content. You may feel like you are learning something new, but after a while of being on this schedule that works for you, that it will actually make things balance out and you will feel more content with your life. This is not going to be a night and day. This isn't going to be like tomorrow, your whole life's going to change. But if you stay dedicated to these steps, don't blame anyone but yourself for the situation that you're in. Do not deny the ability that you have to work on this situation. You have the ability and the time. You need to do it. It seems like you might get ideas, imagination, creative spark, inspiration. You may get ideas on what you should be doing. I highly recommend following those ideas. I think they're going to lead you to the success that you're looking for. And they're showing me again this card here from the beginning for all the piles. For all the piles was I will see the possibility. Okay, that's very important for you to see what is possible out there. All right, and we have one last affirmation card for you. Today I feel optimistic. Today I will see the beauty and the goodness in the hearts of every person I interact with. And I want to say also, I will see the beauty and goodness in my own heart. Okay, very important that you are accepting yourself too. And that maybe this is a whole learning curve for you about accepting yourself. Accepting that you are good enough to create this life that you desire. So thank you, Pile 2. I really hope that this reading helped you out, helped you see the parts of your life where you are not at your peak at the best of the best, and I hope that I gave you some tips on what you can do to move forward. If you were triggered by this reading, then I guess that's a good thing. Please subscribe and like this video if it resonated. I really do appreciate the time and energy that you took to watch this reading. Love and light, Pile 2. Hello, Pile 3. Today we are doing a reading about your uncovering your defense mechanisms, just trying to illuminate some of the difficult areas in your life where you're stuck. And your card is I am enough. So I would say that if you feel like you are not enough, someone possibly made you feel like you were less than who you were. Maybe someone in your life in the past had a really low self-esteem, and in turn they projected that low self-esteem on you and you took it in as your own. Okay. That is like, I'm trying to think of what defense mechanism that is. It may come to me again. I guess it could be some sort of a repression of your true self, like your inner child, that light inside of you that is as pure as you can be, your highest self. You were forced to repress that and put it away. And I'm also getting the message that you may displace this self-esteem and you may project these insecurities on other people just like they were projected on you. So let's get into the Lenormand cards because they will shine a better picture on here for us. The Tree and the Child. So with the heart, the Seven of Hearts. The Seven of Hearts stands for unreliable affection or heartbreak. So it's possible that you experienced a lack of affection or support as a child, and it was like very problematic to your mental and physical health and your well-being. You may have experienced medical issues because of this. It may be deep in your roots, which means that this pain came from your ancestors. Maybe your great grandparents were very mean, and the words that they say, the way that they have acted, has followed the ancestors, has followed the family lineage all the way down to you, and you're the one that's taking a stand now saying, I am enough. All right. With the Child here, it stands for a healthy new start. So I definitely think that you're getting this healthy new start that you're hoping for. This Child stands for beginning and innocence. Anyone under the age of 18, being naive or immature, a beginner, a student. Okay, so I definitely feel like not only are you learning this now, this is like a new thing that you're learning, but this all happened, this manipulation, for lack of a better term, happened while you were a child. But now you are seeing the new beginnings. She is facing this way towards the past. So it seems like she's really focused on what people have said about her. She has this bouquet in her hand and she's looking at it. So maybe all of the flowers are the things that people have said to her in the past, and she's really focused on that. But what you need to do is turn this girl around and look to the future. Put the flowers behind you. You don't have to accept what other people have said about you in the past anymore. Okay, do not allow other people's beliefs to hinder you. All right, we have patience and the call. So I think the patience card stands for temperance in the tarot. Yes, number 14. And it stands for like this inward search of your morals and values. And I see this time, this clock over her heart. That's interesting because I've looked many times at this picture, and that's the first time that I've ever seen that. Maybe it's time to listen to your heart. Okay, it's time for your heart to come out. All right, and the patience, the temperance card here is about your habits. Are they healthy? Are they unhealthy? And it's also about your perspective creating your reality. So if you say you're not good enough, maybe you feel like you've never tried or you've never succeeded at anything, and it could be because you have always believed and always told yourself that you're not good enough at it or you can't do something. Just because you can't do something now doesn't mean that you won't be able to do something in a year from now if you dedicate yourself to that. Okay, once we practice something, things become more natural for us, and you need to become more in alignment with what you want, what you want to learn. Be thoughtful about who you want to be in the future, and when you're 20 years from now, what do you want to look back and say that you did? Very important here. And also I'm getting the message, on your deathbed, what will you regret not doing? I know it's pretty deep, it's pretty big, but at the end of the day, our life goes by pretty dang fast. In the blink of an eye, people say. So it's very important that you spend your life doing the things that you want to do while also making time for your responsibilities. Okay, again, here's the time there on the heart, taking time to do what you love. Okay, it seems like there must be some kind of imbalance in your thoughts or in your feelings about yourself. Maybe you were caught in the middle of your family and you were the mediator, you were the person in between, trying to make everyone else happy, and no one ever came to you as that person to pat you on the back and give you a hug. Maybe when you were younger, you had a plan to do something and it fell apart and you had little results, so you ended up feeling like you were not enough. Okay, I like to remember the saying, rejection is God's protection. So maybe the time wasn't right. Maybe you were needed somewhere else. But now is a new day. Now is a new time. You should try again. Okay, question what's for your highest good. Develop these new viewpoints. Okay, and be grateful for what the good things that have come into your life. We get so focused on the negative, just like she's so focused on what people are saying about her, or she's so focused on what people have given her in the past that she's not recognizing. Okay, and I'm seeing like this girl's looking down in the past and like covering her heart like she's hiding, but this one, you've answered the call. You're opening yourself up to who you really want to be. And in this deck, it is the call, but in the tarot, it is the judgment card, which does talk about your internal calling, following your internal calling, your life mission, following your heart. Reminisce on these old experiences and realize how that has affected your life up to this point, and then recognize that you don't have to continue this way of being anymore. Okay, you may just have a lot of self-doubt or indecisiveness. Making decisions for yourself is something that you have to practice doing. It's not, it doesn't come naturally. It's a learned behavior. So if you're always saying yes too much, you may want to consider where your boundaries are and when is it too much. What are your responsibilities? What do you really need to do? And then if, someone else can do that, then they should just be doing that for themselves. You shouldn't be babying the adults around you, is the message that I'm getting there. Okay. You may be on this old path because you feel safe on it, and you're ignoring these new ideas. Okay. The universe is saying that you need to cry this out. Cry out the old ways of being, and be there for your inner child like no one was. Okay. You can't ignore the yearning of being true to yourself. Okay. So it's time to reevaluate and become more self-aware, and banish this fear and doubt that is following you around. And the universe is saying, stop being in denial. You create the life that you want to create. You want to succeed in something that's based on your actions and the way that you perceive the situation. Okay, if, for example, if you want to be an artist, then every single day you need to draw something. Okay, and in a year you will have 365 drawings that you can look back at and see where you started with drawing one, and see how good you've gotten when you see 365. And I felt this feeling when I first started reading your cards, or like before I started the camera again. And it hasn't gone away yet, so I'm assuming it's from your energy, from whoever needs to hear this reading. And it's like a constant headache and a constant stomach ache, and it never goes away. And the universe is saying you need to focus on energy healing, get some chakras, get some crystals, do some chakra healing. Okay, you have a lot of blocked energy in your mind, in your crown chakra, in your third eye. And you have a lot of blocked energy in your stomach area. So those are the areas that you need to heal. And wow, the stomach area is like making me want to puke. I really hope that you don't have such terrible beliefs about yourself that you feel so badly when you think about yourself. My heart goes out to you. I just want to give you a big hug. Oh man, you got this though, okay? You are enough. All right. Whatever you start today, if you dedicate yourself to it for a year, you will see changes. Even a month will be a long enough time to start to see changes. We have the moon in Pisces. Beware of indulging in negative or depressive tendencies. That is just the confirmation that we needed for this whole thing. This is all about self-esteem here. The most important things you say are the things that you say to yourself inside of you. Because not only are those the things that you believe about yourself, but you also project those things onto others, those beliefs onto others in the outside world, just as it's possible your ancestors did that to you, your parents or grandparents or whatever, whoever it was. Wow, I feel sadness in my heart now. So I hope this is some form of acceptance that you're realizing, like, you do have value. Do not let the words of people tell you what you can believe. Right? We have keeping up. Wow, look at this. Immense effort, advance. Remember when I said she has the clock here on her heart, and so does this card? That is not a coincidence, you guys. You know how many times I've read these cards? I've never had these two. It's time to open your heart. It's time to look within. It's time to truly love yourself for who you are and not keep denying that you're a magical being and that you're worthy. You are so worthy of love and understanding and compassion. Don't be afraid, okay? A little bit at a time. When we're changing our negative mindset to a positive mindset, if you have to identify, like say something in your head that you always say about yourself that is probably not putting you in a good light. Okay, now you need to take that saying and change it into a positive perspective. Take some time, and here it says immense effort. It might take time and effort to change these beliefs about yourself, but it's actually going to help you open up your heart. Okay, I'm sure you feel your heart feels differently when you say something nice about yourself. Okay, so give yourself a big hug. I think I already said that in the beginning, but give yourself another hug. You are worthy of love. All right, we have, I wonder what will happen next. Yes, so it seems like they're saying be ready for adventure, be ready for change. Oh, and I just remembered what I was going to say. When we are creating these new thoughts about ourselves in our minds, we're literally creating new neural pathways. Okay, so if you have always been saying this negative thing over and over again, it comes really easily. You might even not even realize that you're thinking it. But when you need to change it, it's difficult. You're paving a new path. But eventually, these neurons in your brain are actually going to remember it. And then you will start saying these nice things to yourself again. Okay? And they want me to say, again, I think I've said this 2 times now, the way that you think about yourself and what goes on in your mind is reflected on the outside. Okay, so you're definitely in some kind of denial of how amazing and beautiful and kind-hearted you are, because people who are not kind-hearted have blocked you, have made you feel less than yourself. Okay, and again here, manage to be glad. Create your own happiness regardless of conditions, regardless of what anyone else thinks about you, regardless of what people have said about you in your past. Okay, you get this one life, you get this one body, you need to live it up. Live life to the fullest so that you don't regret in the past, and also so that you can change this generational karma that you've been experiencing. And it says, today I am healthy. Today, my mind, my heart, and my soul are one healthy being. Again, today, my mind, my soul, and my heart are one healthy being, are becoming one healthy being. My mind is becoming healthier because I'm becoming kinder to my heart and my soul. And again, in the beginning of this reading, I got this card for all the piles. See the possibilities. Today, I will see the possibilities. Anything is possible. My heart is open to any and all possibilities, even the possibility of loving myself and accepting myself for who I am. And the universe has a message for you that I've been hearing multiple times. I just haven't felt like it's the right time to say it yet. But exercise is going to be your best friend, because it's a way of putting that energy into a ball and getting rid of it. When you exercise, you can change all of your energy. Like when I walk, if I walk slow, I feel a certain way, but if I start walking fast, my energy will start to amp up too. Okay, and if I've always lived a pretty sedentary lifestyle my whole life, where I kind of just, sit a lot. But now I've been walking a lot, and I can tell how my life changes just by walking. My mental state changes. And now instead of using food to make myself feel better, I go take a walk for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and it refreshes my mind. All right. So that is my advice for you today, pile 3. I really hope that this reading helped you uncover some unknown aspects about yourself. Your defense mechanism may be blaming others or projecting negative energy out into the world. It could also be unhealthy habits here with the temptation. I'm sorry, not the temptation. The temperance card here, balancing healthy and unhealthy habits, is very highlighted for you at this time. Love and light, pile 3, my heart goes out to you.